Welcome everybody to another episode of Pixel Perfect Gaming. This week we talk about gaming news like we do every week. Although we ramble about some true crime stuff, we get an update from Pat about Runescape, and we just have a good old time. Also, if you're looking at Razer products right now, don't forget to check out our discount code for Razer, which currently is...
Perfect!
Sounds good. Everybody, welcome to another episode of Pixel Perfect Gaming. This is episode 35, and the episode's coming out tomorrow. It's fucking Tuesday. We literally waited to the last minute to do any of this. And Pat's eating a fucking brownie cookie right now, so he can't even talk
you
at the
started.
moment.
I was like shoving the cookie in my mouth, and then you're like, "Welcome to another." I was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, literally waited. He's trying to get energy because he's been at work all day, and I'm like, "Fuck it, let's go. We're doing it right now." And I'm still doing an intro while he's still trying to eat that fucking cookie. Patrick, hurry the fuck up, eat that cookie.
It's really thick, man. I need a glass of milk.
That's what she said. Oh my lord. All right, and here we are. All right, I'll cover 5 things while we're waiting for Patrick here. First thing, I fucked up. I had nothing to cover, actually. I shouldn't have listed anything. I had nothing to... I'm still playing Persona, okay? I am 40 hours into Persona. Wow. I think last week I was 25 hours into Persona. So I've dumped some serious time into it over the last week. And I'm still... I mean, I'm trying to get it... I was trying to beat it twice before Borderlands 3, and it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Borderlands 3 is getting here way too fucking quick.
I can't wait for Borderlands 3, buddy.
I mean, we're almost 2 weeks away at this point. It's not a good thing here. It's a no-go.
I'm so excited for Borderlands 3. You have no idea.
So Gamescom was actually this past week. I don't know if you watched anything with that, but Borderlands 3 got the award for the most anticipated game, I think is what it was.
Rightfully so.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, name another game that you've been this hyped for in a while, buddy.
Death Stranding. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Saw a new trailer for that. Absolutely can't wait. Still don't. I guess I have a better idea as to what the game is, but it didn't make me want to play it at all. I was like, so what? I'm like a futuristic UPS man? Like, what the fuck is this? I'm delivering packages to sites around the US. I'm just a glorified UPS man with a fucking baby backpack.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the new Paperboy.
Yeah, pretty much. So I don't know what to expect with that one. No, they're more hype than Borderlands, Final Fantasy VII, but it's so far out that the hype hasn't we've got a date, but that's about it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get that. I feel like whenever you're actually it feels within a reach is whenever the hype for that will build. So
right.
In the meantime, the BL3 takes it.
So Pat, just I'm curious here. So we've had some new people join the Discord over the past week. And you had done a podcast with one of them that joined, and I'm just sitting here looking at the list of people that are in our Discord right now that are active, and there's one with Chinese characters or something. I don't know if you're seeing this.
Wait, let me go peep this quit.
And I'm sitting here like, who is
that's
that?
them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's the people that you did the podcast with.
Yep, it sure is. It sure is.
Kids will be kids. I guess that's what I'll chalk that up to. I don't fucking know.
I don't really know what to chalk it up to.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter anyway. So, Patrick, tell us the details, okay? Because last week we did the Q&A. I posted all the Q&A stuff on the Discord in whatever section, the Ask Us Anything section. I specifically had that question about you and RuneScape and how you didn't want to talk about it, but then I had to go back and update that fucking thing because apparently that lit a fire under your ass and you got back into RuneScape.
I did it!
I finally did it.
Yes. Myself, I didn't get Alex to do it for me, although whenever he caught wind that I was doing it, he was like, yo, get into a Discord call and share your screen for me, please. So he did watch it from beginning to end, but I got it in one shot.
That would have been an actually really cool thing to do the whole go live Discord functionality with, had it been something our server had at the time.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I agree.
So it only took you one try?
Yeah, I mean, excluding all of the other tries that
yes.
That day that I sat down and said, I'm fucking doing it today.
So what was the difference? What changed?
I just think I just didn't panic as much whenever I finally got to the final boss. Like, I was definitely still nervous for sure. Like the adrenaline was pumping. I was like, fuck the whole time, but like was able to keep my composure this time. And actually, I set limits to myself. I had read a bunch of guides a while ago, and whenever I went in, I remembered this one tip that said, you have time, don't overdo it. Don't try to do too many things at one time, because that's when you'll fuck yourself over. So wait until Jad attacks and you switch your prayer, and you can add one extra thing to that move, and then you wait until his next attack to see if you have to switch your prayer again.
I see. So you felt like you were rushing it before, trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Within the limited frames that you had. Okay. So when's the date for the next cape? What is it?
No, dude, that'll never happen. I'm not even gonna attempt that. You have to have like max everything for combat.
We're ready. You're almost there.
No, I'm not even close, man. Not even
Do you have to have those stats, or it just helps?
It helps so much that you have to have them.
Oh, come on. I want you to just kind of like get in there.
People pay hundreds of dollars to have that done for them. That's how fucking hard it is. I have no desire to do it. What a great
Etsy shop that would make. Like, I'll beat that one boss for you. Buy this pencil on Etsy.
There's
that's the product.
Alex was telling me about a guy down in Florida who does it for people, and like, you can get banned, and like you'll get like a 2-week ban, and they'll remove the cape from your account if they find out, right? But there's a guy in Florida who, if you live close enough to him, he will drive to your house and do it on your computer for you.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that like amazing?
I love that. He's committed. He's also a murderer that hasn't been caught, but
yeah, well, I'll risk it.
This has turned into a crime podcast, a gaming crime podcast.
I hear a lot about these crime podcasts.
Gaming justice. I don't hear a lot about them. I hear them, a lot of them. Liz is a big fan of them. I hear, let's see, she listens to True Crime Junkies or Crime Junkies. I like that one. That one's pretty good. She also listens to My Favorite Murder. Not a fan of that one. And then some other one. I don't know what the other one is, though.
My coworkers talk about them a lot.
Which ones? Do you know?
Not a fucking clue. One of them's like hosted by 2 women.
Yeah, probably My Favorite Murder, honestly. It's 2 women that talk way too much. And then they finally talk about some murder. But by that point, I'm so fucking tired. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I've heard that exact complaint.
Yeah, that's my complaint. They ramble way too fucking much about too fucking much of everything. They're
like, I don't fucking care where you got your shoes, Becky.
It's the exact same problem that we have with this podcast here, Pat. It's literally what everybody else is saying. It's what everybody else is saying. Like, yeah, you dicks do the same fucking thing right now. No, we went to Pittsburgh to watch them live, and it was the same kind of thing. We spent like a good half an hour just them standing there talking about the traveling to Pittsburgh, and I'm like, we getting on with it, or we got something else going on? What are we doing?
Yeah, we gonna talk about fucking murder or what?
Yeah, we murdering somebody? Are people in this crowd gonna die? What's going on?
God, I hope it's me.
I
would love to be a celebrity murder.
So you got the RuneScape cape. That was hard to say for some reason. So that's good. I'm proud of you. It took a long time, but you got it, and that's what counts.
Yeah.
So on the as far as gaming news, honestly, Riot is fucking all over the place this week, it seems like. So Gamescom, we talked about that. I mean, beyond watching Death Stranding, seeing some Cyberpunk stuff. I think there was like maybe one other thing I saw. I didn't really pay that much attention to anything else that happened. There were some Borderland 3 announcements and things like that. And I was just like, I don't give a shit. I don't really want to watch that stuff. I'm kind of waiting for, the release to kind of enjoy it as is. So didn't really go too heavy on that. Although I guess one of the bigger things is that WoW Classic is out now and people
It
are playing
is.
that. Joe's been playing that apparently. We've got some other person on our Discord right now that's been playing it currently. ProScan. I don't know who that is. Is that someone you know? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, friend of mine, Mark. One of the
Mark
guys
is
on
out
my
there playing
league
WoW
team.
Classic.
Yeah, one of the guys on my league team took the entire week off of work to just stay home and play it.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, that's hype, man.
I mean, I'm glad people are enjoying it. That's good. It brings them back to a simpler time in their life, I suppose.
I hope that people continue to enjoy it. Because, like, Joe, one time I was talking with him, he used old school RuneScape as the example of why Classic WoW will be successful. Because, RuneScape evolved into what they called RuneScape 3, and everybody hated it. And so they eventually re-released old school back to the roots that everyone wanted it to be at. And it was wildly successful at first. It was like the heyday, but it fell off, and it fell off hard. Like, it plummeted. And the only thing that brought it back was, okay, like, we have to add new content. Like, we have to keep evolving the game and just try to avoid the pitfalls that people didn't like before. And so it's like, is Classic going to follow that same formula? Like, will it eventually?
Well, I think it's a mixed bag. People are in the bias of like remembering past experiences and how glorious things are in the past, and so they're very biased to that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, if you grew up playing Classic WoW, of course you're going to have a favorable opinion as to whether it's going to do well, and you're probably going to seek out confirmation on why it's going to do well. Like, you're not going to look up articles like why is it going to be shit and why does it suck. Like, you're going to look up for stuff that kind of confirms everything that you already believe or that you think you believe about why it's going to be successful. And I think the hype is real and it's going to be good, but I don't necessarily think that it's going to be incredible because I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that we've kind of moved on from in the MMO world and we've kind of advanced from or we've worked beyond. And there's a lot of conveniences, especially for people that are older that don't really have the amount of time that young people have to play video games that they kind of miss or they don't really want to deal with. Joe said he stayed up till like 4 a.m. I'm like, that's great once in a while, but you're not gonna be able to maintain that every fucking day of the week. So eventually that's gonna catch up to you. It was the same kind of thing with Lineage, because Lineage Classic came out. It was a huge fucking deal. They have more servers for it when it launched at Classic than they have still now on the updated version of it. Like, I think they have like 3 servers on the updated. They had like 6 on the Classic because it was just that big of a deal because everybody wanted to be involved. And it just, within a couple weeks, within a month or two, it just kind of fell off. And people were like, okay, the nostalgia wore off. And now I realize that, fuck, this is a lot of time. And I don't want to do this anymore. And just know. Just know.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that is what like happened with RuneScape too, because it is such an extremely grindy game. But, once you hit that nostalgia and then you're like, wow, yeah, there's nothing like really new to do. I guess I won't continue playing. Like, the game's they're gonna have to evolve it at some point, but like, how are they gonna do it?
Well, and like Lineage 2, they had all the classic functions, but then they added new functions and features too, very similar to what you were talking about, to try and spice it up and keep it relevant. And that's the difficult part, is keeping it relevant. I mean, I hope people continue to enjoy it, but I don't think it's going to be the most mind-blowing, impressive thing on the planet by any means. But I hope that people that enjoy it, they put time into it and they continue to enjoy it until they can't fucking stand it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's wildly successful. I hope that it is at the current moment. I mean, I've probably seen the screenshots of the like long ass queues of you're like number 72,000 in line and you have an estimated 2-hour wait time before you're on the server. So it is wildly successful at the moment, and I hope it continues to be that. But like, things are going to have to happen for it to continue.
Yeah, I mean, I think and I think it's going to be. It was the biggest MMO of its time. I mean, compared to like stuff like League and or like Lineage, not League, but stuff like Lineage, it was the biggest thing of its time. I mean, it was considered the biggest MMO and probably is still considered one of the biggest MMOs. There haven't really been any MMOs to step up and challenge it other than like Final Fantasy, honestly.
Yeah.
And so now we live in an age where people can stream it. You don't have to fucking play it. And so when you have people like Soda Poppin streaming it, Soda Poppin is streaming it right now. And so you got stuff like that. It's like that by itself is going to drive popularity and traffic to it without ever having to actually log in and do anything yourself. So that I think that will help the popularity of it for a while.
Yeah. I would like to see them take kind of the old school route to how they would do updates and implement things into the future. Because what old school does is unless they consider it an integrity change, they poll all changes. And if it doesn't pass polls with at least like a 75, I think it is 75% of people saying yes to it, then it doesn't get put into the game.
So why aren't you logging into the classic WoW to try it? I know you didn't play the classic WoW, but as someone that played a lot of WoW, the newer versions of it, like why aren't you logging in to try where it came from?
Because I don't care. I mean, that's the simplest answer. The more complicated answer would be, since I never played vanilla, like we already touched on, I don't have the what's it called? Exactly, I don't have the attachment to it. But they got rid of a lot of things that I
convenience.
I like the Dungeon Finder.
Yeah, a lot of people love Dungeon Finders nowadays, and so and that's something to be said. Like nostalgia's sake, yes, you don't like the Dungeon Finder when you had a lot of friends, or you had clans, or that was what everybody had to do. So it was easier to have a community of people constantly searching out other people. But it's like, yeah, Dungeon Finders are fine. I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with it. There's certain conveniences that a lot of modern MMOs have that I'm just like, that's fine. This is fine for me. It means I can be in a dungeon right now instead of being in a dungeon 3 hours from now. So I'm okay with that.
They also made the leveling process significantly harder. Like back in Classic, it took you a long ass fucking time to level up to max. That's my least favorite part of the game is leveling and questing. So why would I want to go play a version of the game where it is like what you're going to spend 99% of your time doing?
The worst part is I don't even think, at least not compared to what I played with Lineage, like we didn't even consider WoW as a long time to level. We were just like, eh.
I mean, wow, it could take you months to get to max level in vanilla.
Months was not really meh. It was like months is nice, but we were for Lineage crew, getting from like level 77 to 78, like that's 2 months by itself. So we were fine with months. We were more looking into like years. Like, oh, it's gonna take you a year to hit max level.
Sounds fucking terrible.
It was terribly enjoyable.
No.
I mean, when I look back, it's terrible and it was nostalgic, and I just had way too much fucking time on my hands as a student. So that's really what it comes down to.
Dude, at no point have I ever enjoyed that kind of questy, levelly grind.
It's interesting that we're at a time where a lot of these older games are coming back. Like we've got the remake of Medieval coming back up soon, which is like a PS1 game.
Yeah.
Which I remember playing as a kid. Yeah, which I saw an article saying that it's similar to Dark Souls in difficulty, apparently. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but if that's true, that sounds pretty intense.
That does sound intense.
So, I don't know. Interesting stuff. So, WoW Classic is probably one of the bigger things that's happened over the last week or so. You had a couple things. So, what are some of the things that you had on
the docket?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I put in there that Riot settled on their class action lawsuit for sexism in the workplace. I believe we had talked about that in one of our like really early on episodes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But they've settled on it, and supposedly both sides are more than happy with the outcome. Riot has even supposedly hired like a consultant to make sure that everything is fair in the workplace due to even with gender and race and all that. And so we'll see how it goes.
Did I'm guessing they probably did that just because they don't want to deal with the bullshit of it again. And I'm sure the other person's happy. Riot probably made a millionaire, multimillionaire most likely would be my guess. And that way they don't have to get dragged through the mud publicly and go to court. So I guess it is probably a win-win for everybody. Speaking of which, is now a good time to let you know that Riot touched me inappropriately. Riot, I'm coming after you for that inappropriate touching that you gave me.
Yeah.
LCS 2017.
What?
It didn't happen. Or did it?
Those Canadian guys don't count. They didn't work for Riot. Whatever they told you,
I know.
was a lie.
I still remember that one guy got so fucking drunk, threw up over the fucking sidewalk.
It's so
I feel
gross.
bad. I still to this day feel bad for that Uber driver because he was sitting he was
Just
right across
watched
the street. You know, he was watching that guy like, fuck, don't let that be the guy getting in my car right now. Oh my God. And we're just like, he's getting in that guy's car.
So for people, just to let people in on what we're talking about here, we went to the NALCS finals whenever they were in Boston. And after the third place match that night, we went out to the bar and we ran into some other dudes that were also there seeing the games. They were from Canada. We spotted them because the one had was it a Corky hat or a Rammus hat? I think it was a Corky hat.
I thought it was a Timo hat.
No.
Oh,
Wasn't a
I don't know
normal
then.
hat because it was like a full character's like head on top of his head.
I really thought it was a Timo personally, but who knows? By that point, I was too far gone.
But so we meet these dudes and we start like chatting with them and hanging out and whatnot, and they're like showing card tricks back and forth and all that stupid shit. But anyways,
whoa, no.
We eventually we leave the bar. And they're like, oh yeah, like our Uber's picking us up over here, and we're like, all right, like we'll walk with you. We're going that way. And the one guy has his drink in his hand, and we're walking down the street. I'm like, hey man, you can't have that out here on the street. Like you'll get stopped, possibly get in trouble. You need to either chug it or chuck it. And well, he chugs it, downs the whole thing. We walk maybe another 10 feet, and he starts spitting a little bit. I'm like, oh no, here it comes. And he just fucking projectile vomits out. And then it's just like, I'm good. And just hops in his Uber.
And we're just like, wow, we need to go back to the hotel. So ridiculous. Oh, God.
It was gross.
The other news with Riot. So you had mentioned Worlds is coming up because they just finished Summer Split with Team Liquid winning again. Maybe we would like to see ? What does that mean?
So I actually, I don't know, like what would you like to see? What do you hope happens? Any metas that you hope would be good?
I don't really know about metas anymore because it's not really something I watch. Where's Worlds going to be held? Have they announced anything? Okay, I'm not going to that. Never mind.
I actually read today that a lot of the North American teams are actually going to go boot camp in Europe instead of going to Korea.
Why?
Because Europe is actually considered to be the strongest region over
Really?
Korea. Yep. Over Korea, over China.
That's interesting.
And for people who don't really watch esports, like that's a big deal for just about any esport where they're involved.
Huh. It's not what I expected. Yeah, that's kind of a big shift, honestly.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I guess I haven't been watching the European bracket, but I assume G2 is still crushing everybody. Would be my guess.
And Fnatic is right behind them. They're considered like the top two.
That doesn't surprise me either. Fnatic and G2, yeah. Although I'm just looking at the bracket right now. Rogue, who is Rogue? I've never seen.
I don't fucking know. I don't really watch the EU.
Oh, did you see that? Echo Fox is getting removed?
I did see that. Echo Fox is getting removed. Rick Fox, the guy who started it all, is fucking he has like a lawsuit coming in against him because the investors in Echo Fox blame him for its value being dropped from like 100 something million down to 30 million. So they're suing him. And there was like that huge, what was it, like racist thing that happened with Echo Fox. Like one of the investors or higher ups in Echo Fox like sent Rick Fox an email with racial slurs and like threatening his family and stuff. And
Right. Yeah. Just good times all the way around, honestly. Yeah. Just really good stuff. Actually, the quarterfinals for EU is going to be interesting because it's G2 and Fnatic like immediately.
Which is a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah, kind of, because I mean, you're going to end up with the two best teams facing each other in the quarterfinals instead of the finals where you'd expect it.
Yeah. But
so is what it is, I guess. And then Riot beta testing Clash? Beta testing Clash? What is Clash?
Clash is Riot's in-game tournament mode. So you can set up weekend tournaments where you sign up with a team and it places you into a bracket, and then you play through the bracket and you actually win stuff. Like you win, you know,
so it's already better than the tournament that you're with the other one because you actually win shit. And you don't pay money to do it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Riot already is better than those people.
So it's a big deal.
And I bet you could probably view the bracket when you won instead of having to ask them for a bracket, which they never deliver on.
I could.
Boom. Save money. Fuck those people.
Sadly, it was just a beta test, and it is now gone because it was this weekend only to just do a stress test on the servers. Because I think it was like a year and a half or 2 years ago. They were like, yeah, we're releasing this shit. Like, it's good to go. And then they released it, and all the servers crashed. And they're like, all right, we did not expect this many people. Servers can't handle it. Sorry. You'll never hear about it again. And then it just creeps up 2 years later. It's like, hey, we're going to beta test it.
By the way, we're doing this again. That could be cool, though. That could be pretty cool, especially if you win in-game stuff. And, you know, at least you win something. It's better than nothing at all.
You can win skin shards, blue essence, fucking other shit.
Nice.
So it's cool. I'm really happy about it, and so I hope that it's released sooner than later. And
now, if it gets released, are you going to discontinue the whatever the hell that thing is you're in? Or are you going to continue that and then do this on top of it? Or
I would consider not doing it anymore. I feel like the ESDL thing though gets a lot of people to be more dedicated because you put money into it, so it's more likely that I'll be there kind of thing. Whereas with Clash and it just being a weekend long thing, and you know, outside of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. My brain's just not working.
It's only over a weekend. It's not during like a whole season.
Yeah, no, it's just a weekend long bracket tournament.
Oh, well, that's a little bit different then. I thought it was going to be like they open up a season like they do for the LCS and that kind of thing, and you play the whole season like the pros play the whole season, but you're in your own bracket kind of deal.
I mean, it's totally possible that it could evolve into something like that.
That's the way they should do it. And if they hadn't thought about that, they owe me some money for thinking about that for them.
But with it being just a weekend long thing, like it's totally possible that you have this team that you play with, and they only play this weekend, and then the next weekend you don't play it. And then, you know, like with the SDL,
they should do it. They should do it exactly like they should follow the pro schedule. Like every weekend you play like the pros play in the tournament bracket, and then they compare your team in the tournament to whatever pros are within your region. Like, oh, your team's performing like TSM, and your individual play style is similar to this player. Obviously not accurate for most people, but I think that'd get people invested because they're like, oh, I don't want to be like that player. I want to be like this player. I need to up my game. I don't want to be TSM. I need to be like C9.
You don't want to be like C9.
I'd rather be C9 than TSM. At least C9 goes to internationals. Hey-o. Hey-o.
TSM still has a chance. Although their management has been utter shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear what they did?
No. What did they do now?
All right. So, small backstory. Last split, they were going to use a jungler A, but jungler A had an injury. So they used their sub jungler B, and jungler B played the entire split for them, and they got to finals, where they did lose in finals, but it went to 5 games, performed well. Now, Summer Split, they're like, yeah, so jungler A is better again, so we're going to swap back and forth between the two, see which one works better, and then pick one to be this for, on the starting roster. Fair. Okay, that's fair. Whole split, they're switching them back and forth. Eventually they, release an announcement saying, hey, we picked jungler B. He's our starting jungler. Awesome. 2 weeks later, they drop both of them, pick up their academy jungler to take into playoffs, and they don't even take jungler A or jungler B as substitutes for playoffs.
What are they doing?
I don't fucking know, man.
What are they doing? That's funny. All right, that's enough of League. We've had enough of League. Tell us about Microsoft and how they're listening
League
to us.
Here.
Oh my god!
Did you hear?
No, tell us about. I saw this article that you posted about at Microsoft, like listening to you on the Xbox or whatever. I just didn't read any of it because I don't have an Xbox. So I was like, doesn't bother me then. So I just kind of like discarded it. So what is that about? What's going on there?
So they have basically this system in there. It's Cortana, like for your PC or like Siri for your phone, whatever. And you can just be like, hey, Cortana, do yada yada, open Netflix, yada blah blah. And it'll do that. And I guess that people can listen in to whenever you activate Cortana. So if you activated Cortana on accident, like it misheard you saying something, and then I don't know, you're talking about some really private shit, or just yelling out your social security code for some reason, or I don't know, just watching some fetish porn, whatever. They know it all.
So you're saying that like someone will start talking to their Xbox, and then you got like Richard over here, Microsoft, and it pings up on his desktop, such and such active session. He's like, let me listen to that. He's just hanging out listening.
So if I understand the article correctly, it's one of two things. It's either that all those things are like saved, and people can go back through and like pick a file and listen to it.
Right.
Or they were actually having people sit and wait for people to do it and then listen into what they were saying to take data.
Yeah, I would assume both, honestly. That's my guess. I mean, I would assume that they definitely probably saved the search results somewhere to virtually anything, honestly, anything else out there. And I would guess there probably would be people listening in to get the data too at the same time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me either way. I mean, this is the price you pay for giving over everything to technology, unfortunately. And then people don't read the privacy policies. I did look at the article, and the only thing I really noticed is like we've updated our privacy policy for clarity. At the we've recently updated our privacy statement to add greater clarity. And I was like, that's great because no one's gonna fucking read that one either.
Yeah. Because
it's 60 pages long. Like no one reads any of them. So clarity or not, it could be in a different language. It doesn't fucking matter. No one's reading it.
Yep, it could be wingdings, and I'm just like, yep, I accept those terms.
Yeah, it could be wingdings. I actually might be more. I'd probably go through that a little bit more and like, look at all these bats down here. What does that mean? What do you think that means? There's like 30 bats in a row. What does that mean? I don't know. I accept it though. That's good. I love all those bats. That's good. Is that a toaster? I love that.
You're really just scrolling through a wingdings paragraph in your head, aren't you?
Yeah, I really am. This is as bad as last night. So Liz and I have been watching Bob Ross before we go to bed.
Okay.
I have to watch him paint a painting on YouTube, and then I go to bed.
I support that.
And last night, I was like, I think I'm ready for bed. She's like, Bob Ross, and I was like, yeah. And she's like, I don't know, I'm tired. And I was like, but it's only 20 minutes. She's like, that's 20 minutes. I'm like, fine. Let's not do it. Let's not do it. So I reenacted my own Bob Ross painting for about 15 minutes.
I get that. I understand where you're coming from.
Because I felt obligated. So I was like, I'm going to paint this in my mind and I'm Bob Ross, and I'm going to comment, I'm going to add commentary to this.
You going to take up painting? Try to paint along?
No, it just didn't do the job though. So I'm going to watch like double the amount of Bob Ross tonight, I think.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Penn and Teller Fool Us.
I do like Penn and Teller Fool Us. That's good stuff.
It is good stuff, and I just love Penn and Teller.
Great guys.
Yeah, I love how they fucking will do a magic trick with like clear cups to like show you how they do the ball trick, and you see it all happening, and you're still like, what the fuck is going on?
Still don't know how to keep up with it. Yeah. There's some stuff that they perform that is still like really closely guarded, and the technique of how it's done still isn't fully understood. Teller's like rose trick is one of them, where there are people that think they understand what's happening, but no one really knows the method behind it because
What's
it's
this
his
rose trick?
method and he doesn't share it. What is it called? Rose trick Teller. I've seen him perform it a couple times. It's called Shadows. I've seen him perform it a couple times in Vegas because I've seen him 3 times in Vegas.
Oh, I've
I
seen
think he's
this.
done it once. Yeah, so no one really understands how that trick is being done.
That's where he like will cut the shadow, and then the rose like will actually fall off, right?
Yep. The rose petals will fall off as he does it. Yep.
Isn't there a thing though about like no secrets in magic?
What do you mean?
Like, aren't they all about telling how tricks are done and everything?
All about telling how tricks are done or not telling how tricks are done?
No, telling how they are done.
And so typically,
Like Penn goes
magicians.
on all the time about like we were kicked out of this society or club or whatever because we believe that you should know how these are done. And
Oh, you mean for them specifically, as like them
yeah,
as magicians? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So Penn and Teller, yes, they're pretty transparent about a lot of their stuff, but I mean, they're also in the business of doing magic, and there needs to be some kind of secrecy to that. So obviously, they're not going to detail. They're going to give you kind of an idea as to how some things work, but not everything. Just because they need to kind of have that. They want you to have that experience, and you don't really have that experience when you understand the full effect. Like the reason they do the Chinese like the cups and balls with clear cups is because they know they can still fool you with clear cups. Like they can still amaze you in a way that makes you entertained. It doesn't work like that with every magic trick though. There are a lot of magic tricks where the moment you actually tell someone how it's done, it takes away the allure of the whole thing entirely, and then you just walk away like fuck that thing, I don't care, and you just don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to pick and choose which ones are the right ones to to detail out.
That's fair. All right. I'm watching him do this rose trick right now.
Shadows. It's a good trick. All right. So while you're doing that, one thing we need to go over this week is games releasing in September. I'm guessing Borderlands 3 is probably the only one that you give a shit about.
Yep.
So, okay. To be
Actually,
expected.
try me.
No. The other ones on the list you probably don't care about. Although I just realized Borderlands 3 comes out on the 13th, right? So Friday the 13th of September. Yep. I didn't realize that until earlier this week, so I thought that was kind of cool. So Friday the 13th is Borderlands. Okay, I'm going to say I at least can go live on Discord. So if you're in the Discord, you can actually watch us play it on the 13th. Pat and I are both taking off work to pretty much play it the whole day. So I'll be live in Discord. I'll probably be live earlier in the morning playing something not Borderlands 3 because I have to wait for Pat to get the fuck out of bed.
Dude, I'll wake up. I'll be hyped.
What
I
time?
can get out of bed for that shit.
What time
I
you getting up?
Like 10 a.m.?
Oh, fuck me. I was like, I get up at 6. So, yeah, I'll be playing something else
6, man.
in the meantime. Just the biggest thing is making sure that we.
Of course, I literally just said that I would get up at 6.
No, I'm saying before, like making sure we get up before or stay up late to download it, since it's not going to have the preloading on Epic Store. Yeah, which is a bit of a bummer. So I need to make sure to, because the worst thing would be, we get on at 8:00, we're super hyped, and you're like, yeah, I got 2.5 hours till the download's done. I'm like, oh, well, fuck me. What am I gonna do?
Go back to bed?
Nah, probably. So Borderlands 3 is the biggest thing. We've got Final Fantasy 8 Remastered coming out, I think on the 3rd. I didn't look for sure. I probably will end up buying that, though. It looks pretty good.
Which one?
What? Final Fantasy 8 Remastered. Yes. So I will probably, I'll probably end up getting that. Ni no Kuni Remastered comes out next month. That's a good buy for people that like JRPGs. Ni no Kuni is a really good JRPG. The remastered is probably going to be better. People that like Monster Hunter, Iceborne is supposed to come out next month. And then Code Vein actually comes out next month, which is it's like Dark Souls, but like anime style. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that. It looks
Fucking
pretty
weebs,
cool.
man.
Wow. That is derogatory, Patrick.
The one guy on our team, we have a thing where we call him weeb all the time, and then it's just like an inside joke thing. And I just can't help myself now. Whenever I hear anime, my brain is just like fucking weeb. Like I just just can't help it. I'm like conditioned.
Ridiculous. So, and then on the Xbox side, I didn't say which ones were PS4. All the ones I previously mentioned are PS4. I think some of them might be on Xbox too, but the only exclusive one for Xbox coming out next month is Gears 5. I don't know if anybody still plays that series, but they're coming out with another one. So if you do, great.
I mean, people love Gears. People might not still play it in the sense of the last one was released so fucking long ago.
Yeah,
but I think it'll.
So
be
hold on one
successful.
second. I have to mention something from earlier. So I mentioned that ProScan on Discord was playing WoW Classic. That is a lie. I didn't realize it would say Classic at the very end because Joe is now on it. So he's not playing Classic. Apparently, he's playing regular or something.
I don't know if it is always recognizing properly because I know someone who was playing Classic at the time, and Discord just said normal World of Warcraft.
Gotcha. Well, he's playing a WoW, whether it be whatever's recent or classic. I don't fucking know.
Let me just hop over into their Discord quick. You fuckers playing Classic? There you go. We'll see what they say. See what happens.
There's also a game coming out this week that I'm going to buy.
This week?
This week, yeah.
Whatever could it be?
What is it? You made it sound like you already know what it is. All right, what is it? What is it?
What? Dude, I'm not going to take that away from you.
It's Viva Pinata 3. Let's go.
Christ. Oh my Christ.
Let's go.
Christ, dude. Why?
I'm kidding. That's not at all what it is.
Oh, man. I was a little sad. A little upset that it's not now.
Yeah, me too. As soon as I said that, I was like, I'd be on board. I'd buy that shit.
You bummed yourself out. Oh.
I did. So it is Astral Chains. Comes out on Friday. Buying it. 100%. Type of game, it's considered a adventure, platforming, investigation, puzzle, some action.
You don't like... Oh, shit. You don't like platformers.
Yeah, I know, but it's got investigation, adventure, and some puzzles and some action. So I like that. And it's by Platinum Games, same people that do Bayonetta. So looking forward to it. I think it's going to be dope. I've been watching some reviews. I think I'm going to throw some money down on it. Speaking of which, if you ever give us hell on the Discord server, we have a section where you can pick your favorite gaming genres. And there's like, maybe 10, 12 options on there, I think. Doing it right now.
There's a good handful.
12 or 13. Yeah, there's 12 or 13. Yeah, it's not every fucking genre, okay? Because there's a document out there that I read, an article to get an idea of what genres I should throw up. 45 fucking genres long. And I'm like, nope, there's no fucking way.
That's too much.
I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
There's blanket genres, and those are good enough.
Yeah, I crammed it into 13, and I was like, deal with it. If you can't find one, you're not a gamer, so get out. Get out. That's why I told somebody to join the Discord yesterday, and they're gone now.
Wait, really?
Somebody did join at like midnight on Sunday.
I'm scrolling.
I deleted their messages. They joined at like midnight on Sunday. They chatted to themselves for a minute, and then nobody responded because it's fucking midnight on a Sunday. And then they left the server, and I was like, well, we don't need these here, so we're just going to delete these. Nobody's the wiser. That's how I roll.
I love how like we've been getting people in the server and none of them like actually listen.
Huh?
But like none of them actually listen. Outside of like the friends that have been convinced to join, none of them actually listen.
I mean, if it means anything, I don't actually listen either, and I'm the one that does the fucking editing every week. So was
So you listen.
I don't listen. I'm just like,
You hear it.
Does that look like a disturbance on the audio track there? If that's a disturbance, I'll fix that, and everything else, I'm just like, it shit's probably fine.
You're a monster.
This shit's probably good. I hope someone comments, it's like, that's why it's edited the way it is. That makes so much sense now.
You just walk in, slap the intro music on, the outro music, and like, all right.
Boys, we did it. No, we know there's a little bit more care than that because I've got some special outros on there occasionally. You know,
and you do your little in this week's episode.
Yeah, I do.
In this week's episode of Pixel Perfect Gaming.
This week we talk about some bullshit, and we eventually cover gaming, and then we wrap this fucker up. Roll out.
I think that's pretty much what you said a week or two ago. Yeah, we go to talk about this, but
I think that was the episode that we were both just checked out. Like the moment we got on, we're like, I'm fucking checked out, dude. I don't fucking know if we could do this. I'm like, we just got to power through this. We could get this done. As soon as we started the intro, we're both like, fuck.
Welcome to another week.
I love it. It's amazing. All right, Pat, any other topics for this week before we close it out?
Yeah, I don't know. I might go gambling tonight.
Gamble in RuneScape. You deserve it. Honestly, you deserve it. Sell your fucking gear that you needed for the cape and gamble it.
Dude, I didn't even buy any extra gear. I just used what I had.
Wow, that's impressive.
I told you, man. Like I had everything I needed. It was me.
I thought you at one point sold like your blowpipe and all that shit and whatnot for gambling.
Yeah. But I got that back a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, easy rebuild. I don't know. I mean, that one time I won and we talked about it, and I got that nice cash stack. I've just been sitting on it, man. I haven't fucking bought shit with it.
Haven't done. Well, is it still the? You said there was like some kind of event happening that you might need to throw in money to help out with. Is that over with?
It ends this week.
Oh, okay.
At the end of this month.
You got to hold on to the monies then until that's.
Nah.
Well, then gamble it. I don't know. Get Alex and tell him you're going to do some gambling. I'm sure he'll hop right on and you'll do some gambling. Although if he does hop on, tell him to answer my question about my Excel formulas and what to do with that. So I need help. I mean, not really. It's fixed, but I still would like to know why it is the way.
Alex.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
Hey, yo. Want to gamble?
Want to gamble?
Want to go staking?
He's like on board. Here I go. He's gonna be logged in immediately. We're gonna see RuneScape Lite just pop up on his Discord overlay thing.
I mean, whenever I ping him with the word staking in there, I usually get some kind of response, whether it's an all right win or it's just no.
I mean, he's hard AFK right now. I
just got my money back.
Hard AFK right now.
Nope,
right,
I got
Pat.
nothing else.
Take us out of this episode then. Let's wrap this one up.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another week of Pixel Perfect Gaming with Christopher and Pat. I don't know why I call you Christopher, but I don't ever use my full name. I never call myself Patrick.
Did I even introduce myself in this episode? I don't even know if we did intros.
I didn't introduce myself either. You kind of like
I don't even care.
Introduced me by saying like Pat's eating a cookie.
Yeah. Moving forward, we're not even doing intros. We're 35 fucking episodes in. Intros are out the window. We're done with it. We're not doing it. If you don't know who we are,
then go back a couple episodes and learn, because I'd like to, get it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great week. Love you. Goodbye.
If you're still wondering what our Razor discount code is, I was trolling you. It doesn't actually exist. At least not yet.